was just talking about how he just learned how to love at 69 and then experiencing love for the first real time in its purest form. And there was a younger dude that was just like saying, you know, I haven't talked to my father in 6 years and I'm fine with that. I do not care. I'm not thinking about the past. I'm going forward through the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of jumps on Clifton Powell very quickly, like, here's some of the things that you're saying, but how come you old dudes get to that high age and now you're learning how to love?
Mm-hmm.
And his whole thought process was, you're learning how to love now because you're going to die soon. You're getting closer to death. Now you're like, I need to act right. I need to be more understanding. I need someone to be here to take care of me or I'm going to be all alone and dying alone.
Mm-hmm.
That was his whole point, which I did find valid. But then, you know, just hearing you talk about like, dang, you know, yeah, you do got to think about this dude being 69, which means what? It's 2026 now. Got me doing math on the show. So what, in 2000, he was
born in 55.
He was born in 55?
Yeah, it had to be.
Okay, so let's say he's born in the 50s.
56, 55, 56.
55,
like
56, probably 56, 57. But born in the 50s, being learning to be a young man, you know, his teenage years in the 60s. Ooh, and it doesn't even matter where he's from. If he was from the South, it's going to be different. But
Right.
even if he's from a major city like Chi-Town or LA or New York, it's still going to be different. You know, so depending on if he had the full extent of Jim Crow or the Jim Crow light in, you know, these bigger cities, the brother still had to go through Jim Crow where, you know what I'm saying, we just got out of, you know what I'm saying, Black History Month. And I've been trying to, you know, just do more, you know, studying and researching about not just the items that we invented, but like, okay, what was going on?
Next episode, Mike gonna have on purple and gold.
Oh, that's it, man. Brothers and sisters, you need to wise up out there with them devils. But, you know, there was like, if me and you got a car, we riding in our car in the Jim Crow South and the white man just runs into us and pow, hits us, it's our fault.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what. He ran into us and no matter, it's our fault. There's something that our parents used to say to us, don't speak unless spoken to, right? That was something that was happening in Jim Crow South where if you spoke to a white man without a white man speaking to you first, that was an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't raise your mouth to a white man unless he's speaking to you first. So imagine growing up in that situation, having to navigate that, and then having to navigate love with that and never really learning, okay, I need to go talk to my therapist about these feelings I'm having about what I went through during the Jim Crow in the 70s and, you know, whatever. That's a lot, man.
Yeah. And there's nobody there to teach you, right?
Yeah.
And I think one of his points too was like, in order for you to get to the level that they're saying he should be at in terms of like responsibility and ownership for love, is you have to, if you aren't there yet, you have to be with or be around somebody who is. And so he wasn't or isn't or hasn't been until recently. In the last few years, he hadn't gotten to a relationship with someone who was different than that, which also makes sense, right? Because if you think about his age, the women he's dating are probably also his age, come from the same era, right? And they probably are accepting of that era's version of love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so until you get with a woman who is like, hey, look, I know who I am and I know what I'm going to accept and I know what love is and this is how you're going to treat me, you treat her like, or you treat the other women like you've always treated them until somebody tells you, hey, this is not how it works.
You lost your mind? This is not
this is not how it's going to be. And you learn from her that's how she needs to be loved. And so like I said, I think kind of being in the middle of age-wise of the two groups, I can see both sides of it.